So the section you just read is Genesis 1. Alright. Genesis 1 and missions, alright, very closely related. Alright. God's original purpose for creation was missions, and I'm going to prove this from this section. Alright. 126. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." Alright. First section you see, God says, "Let us." Right? God has sovereignty. God in His sovereignty, in His kingly authority, says, we will create man. Right? Not just like a random man, but in our image. Right? As a reflection of God and who He is. Right? And what does He do with man? Alright? God then blessed them and said to them, verse 28, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it." God being sovereign, man being a reflection of God's glory, right? God saying then to man, "You're a reflection of my glory," right? As king, alright, as king over all of creation, I give you authority. Go over all the earth, right, and proclaim my glory, right? How do we do that? It's because we're creating God's image. So wherever man goes, right, it's a reflection of God, right? So that's why God can say He blessed them and said to them, "So be fruitful, increase." When people increase, God's glory increases. So fill the earth and subdue it. How can people rule the earth? God gives people authority, right? Genesis 1 is not just the creation of man, right, but it's the creation of God's purpose for man. Purpose of mankind is to proclaim God's glory everywhere we go and to increase it, multiply it, because God is worth ever infinite magnification and majesty. Tower of Babel, Genesis 11. A lot of people don't use this as a missionary text. I'm going to show you why it's a missionary text. First section. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech, right? Showing they're unified. Alright, they're still, pretty good, kind of carrying out God's purpose. As men move eastward, what we're supposed to do, they found a plain in Shinar. Nothing wrong with that. Comes to the word, "and settled there." That phrase is what the sin of the Tower of Babel really is. Right? In the beginning God said what? Fruitful, multiply, cover the earth. Right? Subdue the earth. They settled there. Not just that. Verse 4. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower reaches to the heavens, so we may make a name for ourselves." The reason God has people go across the earth, cover the earth with God's glory. Right? Cover the whole earth. The rebellion in this chapter is this. Come, let us. Right? Now they're using that authority for themselves, and what do? They settle there. So they can do what? Make a name for themselves. The problem with missions is not so much does God equip us or does God give us opportunity. The problem with missions is we think we're sovereign over our own lives. God says cover the earth, we say settle. Right? God says magnify my name, we say magnify our own names. Do what's comfortable. Tower of Babel, in a lot of ways, it shows our own heart. It shows our heart that we want what's easy. We want to stay put when God wants us to go. We want to feel good about ourselves and build up our pride when God wants the world to see His glory, right? To see His fame and His renown. Tower of Babel is a warning to our lives. It's a warning that says, will you follow God's purpose for your generation, or are you going to stay?